Tony Gonsolin now available. First question's from Alanna Rizzo. Go ahead.
Tony, strikeouts today, a career high for you. What allowed you to have so much with the swing and miss?
Felt good early. I thought I was spotting my hitter really well for the first few innings. Had that slider really going, mixing some curveballs, mixing some splitters, and got some good executed some pitches when I need to.
You guys were singled to death today by these Rockies. Every hit that they had was in the form of a single. What were you noticing from your perspective in that fourth inning against them?
Yeah, they definitely came out. Second time through, they came out a little bit more aggressive, and I didn't execute to Tapia and Pilar earlier in that inning, and then Fuentes put a good swing on that good heater away. I thought, for that single up the middle to score a couple, and then they're a good lineup. They grind out at bats.
You had mentioned the heater away in the Fuentes at bat, that was a good pitch in your estimation. Would you have done anything differently in the at-bat between Tapia and Pilar? Were you pleased with the pitch, or was it just a good piece of hitting?
Pitch selection was okay. I'm okay with it. I think I just didn't execute very well. Through that splitter a little bit elevated to Tapia, he's able to get some bat on the ball. And then the one to Pilar is it was off the plate. I really don't know how he hit that the way he did. But, another soft contact, so I can't be too upset with it. But overall, I think I can execute a little bit better.
In your last outing, you set a career high in innings pitched. In this outing, a career high in strikeouts. How pleased are you with the body of work that you've been able to show them the last couple of outings as you guys move forward in the postseason?
It's great. I just want to stay as consistent as possible and to kind of see how I bounce back this outing compared to going as long as I've ever gone in the last outing. I thought my body felt pretty good today. I thought I was aggressive. I thought I was attacking guys and just didn't execute when I needed to.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Tony, you mentioned the curveball. I threw only 4 according to the numbers I see here, but how comfortable do you feel with that pitch going to it if maybe something else isn't quite working or if you're feeling really good with it?
Yeah, I've been liking it a lot. Something kind of clicked in my last outing. Tried to mix it a little bit more today, but overall didn't really need it too much. Just change the sight a little bit with it. But it's been feeling pretty comfortable.
When did you first start throwing that pitch, and how's that sort of evolved since you started?
This is actually the one pitch that I've thrown since high school. Curveball is at least. The grip changed a little bit, but kind of the mindset's still the same. Kind of the overall action still about the same. So I've definitely been throwing it the longest, I would say. But, I don't know. It's just been, sometimes it's there. Sometimes I got to click it. And once it clicks, I can go to it for sure.
And then pitching in Colorado, anything you've noticed differently with your stuff that you had to make an adjustment to or with?
Not really. I thought overall movements were okay. I didn't think anything was really not breaking like they should or anything like that. I was just trying to be aggressive with everything and, make good pitches.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Assuming you're going to get one more start before the end of the regular season, Tony, what do you think you've accomplished this year?
I think I've made a big improvement on last year. I think mechanically I wasn't in a great spot last year. I had a couple injuries. And then in spring training, we worked on it a lot to get it back to where I was in 2018. I think we're a lot closer to that now. But overall, just trying to be as consistent as possible and feeling more comfortable of it.
Given that you got a late start in camp, have you done better or more than you expected?
Not necessarily. Just trying to go out there and do the best that I can do with every opportunity I get. I've kind of been saying that from the beginning, and I truly believe that.
Any part of you kind of regret you didn't get a full season and make a run at the Rookie of the Year?
I mean, not necessarily. Obviously, I want to be up here as long as I can and as early as I can. But overall things happen, and just trying to go out there and do the best that I can do.
Thanks.
Next question is from Ron Calviner. Go ahead.
Tony, is this the best you felt about your full mix of pitches?
Pretty close, I would say. 2018 is probably the best I've ever felt with everything the whole year. I feel like I could do anything at any moment. We're getting back to that for sure.
And you've had a couple kind of different starts. You mentioned like the 7-inning start. I think you only had a couple of strikeouts in that, and then 10 strikeouts in this one. I mean, have you noticed any sort of difference in the performances where you've had a lot of swing and miss versus the ones where you haven't?
I think everything's kind of been the same. Movement's been good on all the pitches and all that stuff. I think just executing when I need to execute was a lot better today than at least with 2 strikes. It was a lot better today than last outing. But overall, there's definitely positives and negatives to take from both.
Thanks.
Last questions from Ken. Go ahead.
Tony, small sample, but you've had success at Coors Field. Is there any key to that? Have you received any specific advice from a veteran? And would you give any kind of advice to a young pitcher doing it for the first time?
I asked Kirsch a little bit yesterday, or not yesterday, actually. He was throwing yesterday, 2 days ago. Kind of if he had anything for me, and basically just said aim lower. Trust your stuff. Like if you still throw a good pitch, it's going to be good here as it would be in Dodger Stadium or wherever. So that's kind of what the mindset was. If I just throw the pitches like I'm supposed to throw them, they'll still be good.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tony.
Yep.
Yeah. Dave Roberts. Go ahead, Alanna.
Dave, what do you make of your 5-2 road trip, final road trip of the regular season?
You know what? It was good. Going up against a team against San Diego that was really motivated, playing really good baseball, and to win a series there, to come into Denver where you never know what can happen here, to take 3 or 4 from these guys was really good. I think the pitching, the defense, the offense, quality of the bats, all that stuff good. So to look back and say we took 5 of 7, really good.
An atypical Coors Field game in that they kind of singled the Dodgers pitching staff to death a little bit. I believe every hit was in the form of a single. What do you make of the at-bats today from them, and is this just kind of the way that it went?
Yeah, it's kind of the way that it went. And honestly, I thought Tony threw the heck out of the baseball. First time on regular rest, I thought he gave us what he needed. We had leverage guys behind him, and that trying inning, they're just balls that just found the outfield grass and weren't hit hard. And Victor, same thing. So that's just baseball, but it can't take away from what Tony did. Like you said, Alanna, what we did on this road trip.
Tony had a career high in strikeouts today with 10, coming off an outing in which he had a career high in innings pitched with 7. What has he shown you this year?
I think he has shown us resilience as far as in tough spots. He doesn't no moment gets too big. He really does a good job getting ahead, throwing strike 1, and he's shown his last couple outings the ability to punch guys out when he has them down. So a lot of good stuff in his last couple turns.
The last play of the game in the Chris Taylor at bat, what did you see that made no sense to challenge it?
No. Well, I got word from upstairs that he was out. So if it was close enough that we felt we could challenge or we could win it, I would have certainly challenged. But I got word that he was out.
Okay, thank you so much, Dave.
You got it.
Next questions from Ron Calviner. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, Tony's done a lot of his work with the slider recently. Has that pitch been just about as good as the splitter, or maybe even a better pitch for him just the last couple starts in your mind?
You know what? I think at times, yeah. And I think that with the slider versus the split, they're two different secondaries, obviously. And then now you can kind of layer in the hitter and a potential weakness. So now that he has two legitimate weapons to attack a hitter to go along with his fastball, makes him that much more lethal. So he's worked real hard on the slider, and it just really has that good fastball depth or fastball life, and then the depth late, which is really hard to see out of hand.
When you think about the injury to Buehler and obviously not having like Price this year, I mean, how important is what Tony's given you been for you guys?
Well, it's really important for what he and Dustin have given us, and Julio as well with David not here. But I think for Tony in particular, and Dustin, I guess, as well, is that they've got an opportunity to pitch valuable innings and to grow as major league pitchers. And that's like, time, but you can't replace just getting out there and trying to attack hitters.
Thanks.
Yep.
Next question's from Art Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, this might be premature, but with Zach McKinstry, he has that versatility you guys love. 2 hits today, obviously. Is there any chance you guys give him a little runaway here in the last week to see what he can give you guys and maybe put him on the postseason roster?
I don't know. I think he's shown well here, obviously today, and what he does. We know the type of player he is. I think that right now at this point in time, I don't see that happening. But Zach has definitely shown really well.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Bill.
Just due diligence, Dave. Pinch running for Justin Turner, just precaution, nothing going on.
Yeah, just precautionary. And I think for me, it was more of at that point in the game, if we take another bat, that's a good thing. But if we can kind of get the gap closer, if there's a base hit, I didn't want to push him anymore. I think the main thing with where we're at in the standings and how we're playing and how Justin is tracking, I want to make sure we continue to keep him healthy, and we accomplish that.
And Senzatella, you've seen him a little bit, but he seems to be taking a step forward for the Rockies recently. What did you see from him today?
He made pitches when he needed to. There's a 92-mile-an-hour sinker, then he gets up to 96. He can get the slider to the back foot to the lefty, throws a slider to the righty. We just really couldn't put enough hits together. But I think right now you're seeing a lot of confidence in Senzatella.
Thanks.
You got it.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.